Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Balochistan, as the name suggests, is Persian for land of the Baloch, a nation living in the region where the Middle East meets South Asia. Balochistan is divided between three countries, Pakistan, Iran, and Afghanistan. Although in our series we're going to be discussing about Pakistani Balochistan, we will also discuss as to why this division exists. Between 50 and 52% of the population of Pakistani Balochistan, as we're discussing, belongs to the Baloch ethnic group. Around 36% belongs to the Pashtun ethnic group. And the reason for their existence in such a large number is actually a very interesting story which will be discussed in the series. The areas near Sindh's border, such as Lasbela, are inhabited by ethnic Sindhis who migrated from Sindh, while other ethnicities worth mentioning are the Mongolic Hazaras, the Brohis, as well as Punjabis, Marathas, and other peoples like the Turks and others. In terms of religion, the overwhelming majority of Balochistan is Muslim. Historically, Buddhism and Zoroastrianism were also significant religions. Minority religions today include Christianity and Hinduism. Most Hindus belong to Maratha and Sindhi ethnic groups, whereas most Christians are Punjabis. Regarding the origins of the Baloch nation, we don't really know much about it simply because nomadic people often have oral tradition as their source of history, and it is easily lost over time. Many people believe that the Baloch are descendants of Marathas from northern India. And although this belief does not exist without reason, it is fun fact not true. Baloch tradition has it that there were three brothers descending from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him's uncle, Hazrat Hamza, peace be upon him, and the brothers were named Jalal Khan, Mir Ali, and Mir Nos. The stories have it that the entire Baloch nation descends from these brothers, although this is not true given that non-Muslim Baloch are mentioned during the time of Islamic conquest of Sindh by Muhammad bin Qasim. From authentic Islamic sources, we come across the genealogy that Prophet Nuh, peace be upon him, had 4 sons, one of whom was an unbeliever and hence died in the flood and was childless, therefore. Or even if he had children, they were killed in the flood. Of the 3 sons who survived, Sam, also known as Sham, was the ancestor of the Persians and Iranian peoples. And the consensus of scholars is that, like the Ossetians, Persians, Tajiks, and Kurds, the Baloch are also an Iranian nation, and hence descendants of Sam. Regarding the Baloch society, it is largely tribal, and the tribal leaders have a lot of power. It was during the British Raj that they realized that if they wanted to keep control of Balochistan and at the same time loot it, then the best thing to do was to pit tribal leaders against each other. In 1947, Pakistan gained its independence and Balochistan became a part of it. Now you might think this would have reduced the power of tribal chiefs, but fun fact, no. You see, the assembly of Balochistan is mainly occupied by tribal leaders instead of talented men. And this is what happens most of the time in elections. They win, normally because of their ranks. And corruption across Pakistan is a very big issue, and due to that, many times the state does turn a blind eye to the extrajudicial activities of these tribal leaders. I hope you enjoyed watching, and special thanks to the acknowledgements you can see on my screen.